Falling on my feet here, haven't I? So I've just used the public toilets and encountered a comedy tap when I was washing my hands. Roger the cabin boy. Just remind people that before they go jumping to conclusions and start firing up hate. This time I make a quick stop off in Portugal to see my old friends Harry and Anne. It was Harry who first introduced me to sailing some 35 years ago. I guess it wouldn't be right to visit the Algarve without visiting a beach, so I found a fairly secluded one off the tourist route and almost spent 10 minutes there before moving north, leaving the busy Algarve behind me. So we've just pulled up at this little, I don't know what you call it. Anyway, it's called Scenes. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got a fabulous sunset this evening that I'm looking forward to watching, but also there's another thing. I've just had a message to tell me that Portugal are playing tonight, and I kind of feel like I should be watching it. Not that I follow football, but you know, when in Portugal. We're watching Portugal v Georgia. It's not going very well for Portugal. Sorry, Portugal. But here I am supporting them, doing my bit whilst watching the sunset. It's beautiful. So good morning. This is halfway to Lisbon from the Algarve. There's the Atlantic. Famous person from here was Vasco da Gama, who I learnt about at school. You probably did too. He was the first European to navigate successfully without dying to India. And this terrain here was probably how he learnt his trade. Actually, I don't want to stay here because it's going to rain this afternoon and for a couple of days. Only light rain, but it's kind of loose, muddy, sandy stuff here. And I don't want to get stuck. It's not 4x4. And you know what I'm like, I will get stuck. Beautiful morning, nice and cool today. So I'm going to go for a little wander around the town. So come along. So I'm in Scenes, and I've got to say, first impressions, it reminds me of 30 years ago what it was like in the Algarve. It's just beautiful. It's not overrun like the Algarve is. It's my favourite place, seaside, coastal place in Portugal so far, easily. I've never heard of it before. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at this. I can't believe the contrast from where I've just driven from 2 hours away to here. I mean, obviously it's going to get busy in the height of summer, but I mean, we're already rammed in the Algarve, so I can't imagine what that's going to be like in the height of summer. This is beautiful. Oh, and there's a beautiful sea breeze as well. Fire in the hole. Maypole Day that we do in England. Is it just England? I don't know, let me know in the comments. So it looks like they've had, or they're going to have some kind of event here. You can see I've done a lot of research. So I've just used the public toilets and encountered a comedy tap when I was washing my hands. I'm fascinated by old buildings. I can't help thinking about the people who once lived there and worked there, and the joys that they've gone through and the celebrations and the sadness that they've experienced with the trials of life. Anyway, while I was thinking all that, I got lost. I'm hoping this leads somewhere. Oh, that'll do. Let's see if I can get a job as a deckhand. Roger the cabin boy. There's nothing like a fishing harbour, is there? The smells, the sounds, and on this occasion we've got the smells of all the barbecuing fresh fish that the fishermen are making themselves for dinner. It's fresh dinner. And I finished off my tour by finding the Fisherman's Bar. It'd be rude not to. I've just made some fabulous homemade curry burgers, and I'm really annoyed because I didn't pay attention to how I made them, what I put in, so I'll never be able to duplicate them again. Don't you just hate that when you knock something up and it blows your mind and you can't repeat it? So it's only just gone 4 p.m, but you can say I'm up in the clouds. The weather's changed dramatically, which I'm very grateful for, and the van will be very grateful for. But this is beautiful, even though it's like a British winter. Oh wow. I like it here, I like it a lot. So just behind me is the free campervan place. It's got free Wi-Fi, free electric, free water. It's just up them steps there, just right on the lake. It's my new favourite place. I've been struggling a little bit in Portugal, well certainly in the south of Portugal, so this is a completely different experience, and it's just incredible, really is. I'm going to go have a little explore, see what we can find, because with a mist on the lake. Yeah, falling on my feet here, aren't I? So I've read about this, there's long walkways everywhere, boardwalks. Well, there's definitely something going on. I'm not sure what, or if I'm supposed to be here. Camera's doing some strange stuff today. So anyway, we're parked up yesterday at this little park up in the region of Castelo Branco. I'm up in the hills to try and make it a bit cooler. It's starting to warm up again today, but tomorrow it's really going to warm up. It's going to start getting up to like 36, 37, 38 degrees. I just can't be here when it's that hot. I just can't. But today, while it's a bit cooler, I'm going to tackle some jobs that desperately need doing, because the van's taking a serious battering with this heat. So what we've got going on here is some of my joints have like the gaps have expanded, so I just need to get some more glue on, and at the same time give it an extra coat, another coat of Danish oil, which will help it to stop it from expanding and contracting with the different temperatures. Another job I want to tackle, there's like various screws and things like that that are just worked themselves loose a little bit. I also want to do a tightness test of the electrics as well as a safety feature. Everything seems to be okay, but I'll just pull everything out, get in there with the screwdriver and whatever tools I need, and just make sure that everything's still as tight as it should be and as it was before we set off. That's how fires start in vans, when connections come loose. There's many other ways, but that's a biggie. So, you know, I've really given this a beating with the hot and the cold and the rough terrain that I've driven down. It definitely deserves a little bit of TLC.
Yeah, fixing up my campervan. Heat has taken quite a toll. It's going tits up, that's how I roll. These are chores I must get through before the heat comes back anew. Come on.
So I want to tell you the story of a lady I've met today. I've spent the last 2 nights at a free air in central Portugal, which I found on the Park for Night app. And I always look at the comments because there could be like, you know, it could be a dogging hotspot or something like that. So I don't mean that as a highlight. I mean, you know, so to avoid it. And the comments for this particular site were that it's quite newly done. There's free water, lovely clean toilet block with heated showers, there's free electricity even. But a couple of people have complained that locals are parking there in the cars, their electric cars, and using the free electricity to charge them up. But a repeated thing was about a complaint about a woman living out of a car there. Then someone else has put something on again about this woman living out of a car there. Anyway, this goes back like a few months, maybe 6 months, of this woman comments about this woman. So while I was there was nobody else there, but this woman was there living out of a car. And so she's got this like corner plot, the one furthest away from the road, if you like. I say plot, it's a parking space, but she's kind of made it her own. She's got like a little clothes horse there to deter people from parking there when she's not there. Obviously they could move it and park there. Anyway, this morning I went to talk to the lady, and it didn't feel appropriate to be videoing her, or certainly didn't feel appropriate after I've been talking to her to say, can I now video you, and we say all that again. So basically she was a lady, and I mean she was a lady, she was a lovely woman, very inspirational. Last year she was a victim of domestic abuse, violence, and that's the reason why she's fled in the car. She showed me she's got all her possessions across the back seat of the car. I don't know how she managed to sleep in there. It wasn't an estate or anything like that. She's made some bits of foil to block out the light so she can sleep on an evening, and she was super well presented. Then she carried on to show me that she's made a garden at the side where she's planted some beautiful flowers and stuff. And then because we were getting on, she went to show me a personal area which is just hidden around a wall a little bit, where she's got found some like slate and other bits of rock, and she's painted on there words to the effect of it's a beautiful life. And it was just so lovely what she'd done there in a desperate situation where she's living out of a car, not by choice, and she's up every morning, sat on the picnic tables, having not on them, but you know what I mean, having a breakfast. She's culturing this little garden for herself. She's impeccably presented, and she was just so lovely to talk to. Truly an inspiration. To see somebody who's suffered hardship. She would tell me also about what illnesses she suffered, and what injuries she's suffered from the domestic abuse that she was going through. And yet she's looked at what she's got, not what she hasn't got. She's taken what she's got and done everything she can to make that as beautiful as she can. And she just smiled and said, what a beautiful day, basically. What a beautiful day. Unbelievable. I'm going to put a comment on this part for now to just remind people that before they go jumping to conclusions and start firing up hate, which is what these previous ones were, you know. They were firing up negative feelings about this woman living there for free out of a car. Like she shouldn't be. Not everybody has choices to be able to afford to live in a camper van and travel in a camper van, or just have a camper van for now and again when I want to go on holiday. You know, a lot of people don't have that choice. This poor lady didn't have that choice. She's living in a car, and I have to say that her presence at that park up did nothing but enhance it. You know, she was just keeping it clean, cleaning up after other people, just making it lovely, planting the lovely flower beds, making it special. When I was leaving her, I said goodbye to her. She took hold of my hand, thanked me for taking the time to talk to her. I shall never, ever, ever, ever forget my meeting with that wonderful lady. This morning it's super exciting. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Good morning.